Hello and welcome to this week's Fotospeed video. Today what I'm going to be looking at is panoramic paper and what we can use it for and how we use it as well and how we get it all set up in the computer. Now the panoramic paper can be fantastic because it gives you that, well, as it says on the box, it gives you that panoramic picture. So we have really quite long prints. Now the beauty of our panoramic paper is it's the width of A4 but the length of A2. So it gives you this really good kind of paper to use, and it works on almost every printer as well, because if your printer can take A4 then it can take this paper as well. Do just have to double check the length just to make sure your printer can handle that, but normally if it can take this A4 size here, we'll be absolutely fine. Like I said, the great thing about panoramic paper is we get this lovely sprawling landscape going across as well. It looks great. The other thing we can do is we don't have to print it in a landscape. What we can do also is print it in a portrait as well. So we have this upright picture, which can look absolutely great as well. Now I have seen people do these as triptychs, so go across and frame it all together and mount it and frame it, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I have to say this print is lovely on the Baryta here, just really nice. So what we're going to do today is just take you through how we basically use this paper and what I need to look at within the print driver and the page setup to be able to use this paper and get it to print as it is. Now I'm going to be using Lightroom to do this, but it will be the same as in Photoshop as well, because we're going to be using custom paper sizes and such, but the menus will be the same in there as well. So let's have a look on the computer of where we start and how we go about just setting up this print in Lightroom. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to go into our editing software. Now I'm going to use Lightroom, but we can use Photoshop and say Capture One or anything to be able to do this. Okay, so first thing we need to do is we need to obviously just edit our picture and make it looking great. Now I've used a stock image here of a landscape. Now the thing I don't like about this picture is just this chap in here, so I'm going to very quickly just pop him out and try and make it look quite natural in there and kind of things. Also the horizon really isn't looking great, so I'm just going to straighten that out there as well, and also just do a little bit of a kind of very quick kind of shadows and kind of adjustment in here as well. Put a little bit of clarity in just to kind of bring it in a little bit as well, just to kind of get a rough idea of what we're going to be doing in here. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my print module. Okay. And in here, I have a page already set up, and it's not actually a panoramic. Okay. So if I go down and click on where it says page setup in the bottom left-hand corner, we can bring up our page setup. Now I'm on a Mac here, but on a PC, this will be the same, and it will just come up with a slightly different box in here as well. Now in here, we've got a paper size option. What we need to do is click on this. Then on a Mac, you go down to manage custom sizes. And then on a PC, you go down to user defined. And we just click in here and we get this box up in here. And as you can see, I've got all my paper types that I've made in here. A lot of these are for bookmaking. So I've got like a newspaper layout and things. But what I want to do is I want to create a new layout. So I've just clicked on the plus sign down here and it's called Untitled 3. So to start with, I'm just going to name that Pano, just so I know what it is. Now the beauty with doing this is you only have to do it once. Then you can just have this paper size saved in here for future use. Okay, so the width of our panoramic paper, we just need to change this to 210 millimeters. And then the height of the paper is 594 millimeters. And we'll leave these defined, user defined, and we'll leave the margins defined because our printer won't be able to print borderless generally on this paper. So I usually say just to leave those alone. Okay. And now when I click OK and click through those boxes, we have our panoramic page pop up for us. Okay. Now at the minute, the paper isn't quite filling the page on here. So what I need to do is just go over to my cell size and then just put that cell size up to maximum. Okay. So let me go to millimeters in here. Okay. Now, with our margins here, we do have a big margin on the trailing edge for the printer. So what we're going to do is in here, when it says 14.1, so we will have to have a 15mm border around the outside of the page in here. So we can adjust the picture up and down in here. And we can also just pop in other pictures now. So like this picture here, we can pop that in and we can just start to play with different pictures which works. Now if we wanted to do a portrait, we just click on a portrait image in here, then we can see that this image has just filled the page in here. Now it will print that way up as well. We don't need to flip the page around or anything, but if you did want to just view the page in an actual portrait orientation, if we go back into page setup and then just click on the orientation to portrait, it will come back for us. Now all we have to do is just print this. So we just go down and print in our normal way, applying our profile or using the color mode of the printer within the profile menu down here, clicking on our printer, setting the media type and printing that off. Now, hopefully that's given you a really good starting point of how to set up your panoramic papers. As always with these videos, if you have any problems at all, please just give us a call or drop us an email. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just click on the subscribe button below and also click on the bell icon so you get the notifications of when new videos drop. But I really hope you've enjoyed that. And as always, any problems, please just give us a call or drop us an email. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.